BYDFi is a crypto exchange on desktop and mobile where you can spot trade, futures trade, use leverage tokens, and copy the trades of top trade. There's hundreds of crypto available on their spot exchange, as well as a free test account so you can practice futures trading without getting wrecked. BYDFi. Hello everybody, good morning. Let's have a look at some of these charts. What's going on for Bitcoin? We've got the pullback now, haven't we? The pullback. Is it going to pull back any further? So I'm just going to show you something real quick. The S&P we thought was going to continue down. It sort of closed basically unchanged, but it should have closed down more if it wasn't for Tesla that was rallying 12% in a day. That's an enormous portion of the S&P and on the Nasdaq, and so I think it's only fair, since we're getting a rejection now on this daily Bollinger Band Center, that we see a pullback further. That's a nice big move, huge move to be honest. So I think stocks will see a little bit further downside this morning and probably for the rest of the day. Continuing down to make a lower low on this current consolidation. My main view would be to see it come down to 4,750 thereabouts and maybe reverse, go back up around there. But until we get there, we'll have to have a look at signs of strength, signs of weakness. So my odds against more bullish outlook today, I think, are quite slim. So let's have a look at Bitcoin. Sorry, lots of and ahhing. So we've got the death cross retest on simple moving averages on the 4-hourly, and we got each wick was a slightly lower high, and basically a very small clue as to that it just wasn't going to break. I wasn't biased in either direction. I thought, I obviously never buy a resistance, but if it breaks and retests and goes back up, excellent. If it rejects, it's probably just a standard rejection. And if that's the case, we are now looking to see another low get printed. So there is a chance that we bounce around here. The reason for that there is a fair bit of price action slicing right through this piece of price action there. It's talking roughly 63,500, roughly, again. Scraping these numbers, they're not going to be to the penny because we're dealing with such high figures. The next one below this is going to be here, and again, this is all for today. If we do come down lower, we could reverse from either here or here, and this number is 61,600. Again, roughly, give or take. Then these candle body lows, which is just above 60,000. And then 59,000, and if we lose 59,000, we probably will end up closer to 50 than anywhere else before a reversal. But I'm not saying that we're going straight down to 50, so wind your neck back in, Noob Master. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about daily targets, which is around here, down to here, and possibly down to here. And, you might think that that's devastating. Let's measure them out. Oh, dear. We've got a 0.68% move down to the first level of support, a whopping 3.5% down to the next level of support, and all the way down to this chaotic, catastrophic 59,000 is a 7.7% move. So as you can see, Bitcoin behaving very much like a stock really at this point. A volatile stock, obviously, but a stock nonetheless. The volatility is not that much different from the stock market, which makes you wonder, doesn't it? Why are we bothering with crypto at all? If this is what it's going to be. To be fair with you, this is just what's happening recently. If we zoom right back out, even from my late entry at 21,000, I suppose it is quite good. Let's face it. It's I have to keep going right back. I mean, I am on the 4-hourly for some reason. It has done a 230%. But I have to say, my entry on Meta was way better. All bought roughly around the same time. The trade I did on Meta is more than Bitcoin's. I made more money on Meta. I made more money on a few things. Made more money on mining companies like CleanSpark. Made more money on Coinbase. So what's the attraction? I suppose goes to the store of value, doesn't it? Really. To hold crypto, to hold Bitcoin, but then is that even true in the first place? If you're going to be trading crypto, you have to be thinking altcoins, really, unless, of course, you've got loads of Bitcoin and you just happen to hold them. Anyway, I got off on a tangent. There's nothing much more to say. I don't need to take too much of your time up. I know everybody's busy, and so we are looking for a continuation down. If we look at this on the daily, we're below all moving averages at this point with a rejection on the 50 exponential, and then we've just got this 200 down here, which is 51, and a 200 simple, which is 48. These are obviously trending up. they will marry with the price action at some point, with a direction, a trajectory roughly like this. It is a ascending triangle, which is a bullish formation. It's going to take us to the end of the summer. Maybe this is how we play. Maybe it's a little bit further down with the simple moving average. Maybe that's how we play. And again, at some point we will merge with moving averages and price action, and we'll see if those supports are genuine, if they're real, if they can be taken on board as something serious. I think they probably should be. I have no reason to doubt why they wouldn't be. Let's have a look at the dominance chart. So the dominance chart did break down and has closed down below a 21 and a 20. So it's an interesting turn of events really on the daily. Now on the daily it does favour further downside, I have to say. That's what that means. But the 4 hourly is different. The 4 hourly is actually testing a golden cross here. So maybe we do break out from here and it's just the daily that's lagging. You know, this at this stage we could see as an indicator that we're hitting a support. And normally when you have a golden cross retest, you have a V-shaped recovery. And if you're thinking about that, then I'll be looking for a new local high to be printed around 57.5%, and that would be a really good entry point generally to start getting back into altcoins blindly. Now, you know, I went into detail on this on the Patreon, so you know, I suppose rather than stripping value from the Patreon, I'll just let you know that there's more information if you ever wanted it. You'll have to join the Patreon so you can do the live streams with us. But basically, if we go back up here, that would be a good entry point generally for starting to scale back into altcoins with larger amounts of capital, indiscriminately in a way. So that is basically it. Bitcoin does look like it wants to carry on down in small increments to begin with a view to hit 50,000 later on, some point over the next month or so. However, things can change, obviously, and the change would be closures back above 66,500, because we'd be above all the moving averages on the daily, basically. It would also be looking to get back above not just the 200 exponential, but the 200 simple, which is 67,250. It's currently a horizontal, but if we spend much more time below it, we will start to have a downward slope, and then that means that the resistances get lower with each time. That basically forges lower highs by definition. I mean, it's already starting to do that. It will continue to do that the longer we stay below it. It's lagging indicators, 200 simple, so it does take a while for any curvature to be generated, even on the 4 hourly. But we'll see. We'll see. I believe a consolidation is overdue. I think a consolidation is on the way, and so I think what we should be looking for is over the next month or two, which I know is a long time, lower lows get printed and opportunities to become more appropriate for entry points, for larger amounts of capital to go into altcoins. That's basically it. Right, so that's it for now. Next Patreon live stream is on Friday. If you want to join that, links in the description below. Otherwise, I hope you have a nice day and take it easy.